Hey everybody, it's your friendly neighborhood cryptid here, Dodgy Yeti, and I am going to go through a kind of a beginner's guide from a beginner for Monster Hunter Wilds. And this isn't necessarily even a guide, this is just tips, I guess. People talk in a way like you might have played previous Monster Hunter games and expect you to know certain terms. So me being new to this franchise, I'm going to make a video where I don't use a whole lot of those terms, or if I do use those terms, then I will explain them. Also, just to say, I have put in almost 80 hours of playtime on this game, so I have a decent feel for it, and I've had to do some of the legwork for finding some of these things out, and I'm just going to try and pass on the knowledge to somebody else that may be in the same spot as me, or that I was. So let's get into this and I'll start showing you some tips. Okay, to get everything started out, there is one thing that I think is pretty important for you to do before you really get into playing the game, and it is actually a really big help. Go on over here to settings, to options, and so come on over here to camera, then find your camera zoom distance and put that all the way to 10, because what that's going to do is allow you to see more of the area where you're fighting the monster, and it'll allow you to see more of what the monster is doing, and that is just an insane help in of itself. Next up is affinity, because this confused me so much whenever I started playing. Affinity, you see it right here where your attack stats and everything are. Affinity is a percentile right under your attack, and affinity is another game's critical chance. I don't know why they didn't say just critical chance, but it's your crit chance in this game. And then you have element, which in this game there are paralysis, poison, sleep, burst, fire, water, thunder, and dragon. I do believe that's all of them. Oh, and ice. But those are the elements that you'll be messing with in this game. And as you can see right here, these are all skills that I get from my equipment, whether that's my armor or my weapon or the decorations that I put on my weapon, which decorations are little gems. And these little gems slot into either your weapon or into your armor, like this. And there's different tiered ones. Whatever your equipment is going to, so right here with these weapons, I can put in 3 stars all the way across. I can put 3 all the way down to 1. But if you go down here, this one have a 3 slot and a 1 slot, and you get to that by going to the smithy gem and manage equipment, go right to change equipment, or you can go into your tent right over here and go on over to change equipment. You can also make a loadout here, which you can make a loadout by coming in and I haven't made this one yet, so we'll go through this one together. Register the loadout. Yes. There you go. Everything that you have on is now registered to this loadout. You can change the name and everything, but for the purposes of doing this, showing you guys, I did not name it. Now, outside of the monsters in this game, the most important thing is your weapon. That is like the biggest choice that you have in this game is what weapons do you want to use. So let's go over here. You have, I do believe it is 14 options to choose from. You have greatsword, longsword, dual blade, sword and shield, hammer, hunting horn, gun lance, switch axe, charge blade, light bowgun, insect glaive, heavy bowgun, and bow. And it all depends on what kind of playstyle you want to have. If you want something slow and heavy hitting, great sword and hammer might be what you want, or even the gun lance. If you want something like fast paced and just does a lot of hits but not as much damage, dual blades and longsword, insect glaive, bow, stuff like that might be more your speed. If you want to stay ranged but you don't want a bow, you have light bowgun, you have heavy bowgun. If you want to support, you have hunting horn. If you just want to be cool, you can do switch axe, because that's what I play. Sword and shield is just very well rounded. Charge blade is very well rounded. I feel like switch axe is as well. So what I would encourage anybody to do is to go in here and make one, like the starter of every weapon, and any of them that sound interesting to you, really. So if switch axe sounds interesting, or if dual blades sound interesting, do that. And then I'm at the starter area, so you can just follow where I go. As soon as you make the weapon, you can have a primary and a secondary in this game, and you can choose from your primary or secondary by hitting right on your D-pad, and what that'll do is it'll call your sacred, and you will get your secondary out of your sacred. So right over here is where the training area is. I encourage everybody to come here to figure out what type of weapon you want to use. And see, the misleading thing that makes it probably whatever weapon you're thinking about seem a little boring is that whenever you get here, you just see like 2 or 3 combos off to the side. So you're probably thinking that you can only do 2 different combos, but that is not the case at all. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to go over to the tab that has the piece of paper with the magnifying glass and a question mark on it. Go all the way down to play guide, and then weapon controls. Boom, there you go. You have it for all of those. Click on what you want. So here it goes over anything from just individual button presses to other combos and other moves. And then you hit the right trigger and it will continue to go, you believe. And once you get to a certain point, if you have mechanics kind of like the switch axe, it will explain all of those things to you. Like, I have a switch gauge, it tells me how to fill up the switch gauge and when I can morph into my sword, the Power X mode, the amp gauge, and what that means. And like if we go back to Power Axe mode, increased damage while in Axe mode, it also increases the rate in which switch gate fills while attacking. So let's say I want to be in Power Axe mode. We will go down, we will look for the combo that will give me right there. Combo for quick switch gauge fill right there. Axe combo to switch to sword mode. Combo to fill amp gauge in sword mode. Basic sword combo. powerful combo when the monster's open. It tells you all that stuff. I would encourage anybody to give multiple weapons a try. And in Monster Hunter Wilds, you're able to carry around 2 weapons at a time. So there's no sense in not broadening your horizons or trying to play with another weapon. Me, I'm not the type of person that can just stick to one weapon all the time. If you are, great, find your weapon, stick to it. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to go over making a meal. So if you do this, hit left bumper or L1, whatever you're playing on. You go to grill a meal. For being simple, just go to recommended meal, and then you can cook with only rations, or you can cook with all the ingredients that it has on your screen. And depending on what ingredients you have on your screen is what benefits you'll get. Like, I'll get the tumbler meal low, I'll get the specialist meal, and I will get +4 to defense and +5 elemental resistance, along with +50 health and +150 stamina. Now you can go down here and you can create your own. You can also favorite whatever meal. But down here is where if you go kill like the little monsters around and get like raw meat, you can go and you can grill a meal, and you can make steaks that will give you like the bare bones buffs, like the health and stamina, and it'll heal you up. So here we want to hit grill, and we're waiting for the color change. There we go. And then cut along with the rhythm of the song. I didn't do all that well. Only got 8 steaks there. If you do it right, you'll get 12 steaks. You can do that with your portable grill, like I said, by pressing LB or L1, and mine is down here. Or you can always do that in here. Go over here. You can grill a meal, but you cannot grill your meat in here. And now that I've talked about meals and everything, it's easy to go kill like a herbivore or anything like that. But whenever it comes to like, if you want the defense buff and you want fish, I don't like the fishing in this game. I feel like it's kind of a pain. So what we're going to do is we're going to go show you how to do the fishing a easy way. So we're going to go to this area 6, Flowering Rocks. And this is a great area if you want to go get some fish really quick. So we're not going to use the rod, we're going to use our capture net. So hold LB or R1, and then if you look at the bottom right, you can hit X or B, which would be square and circle for PlayStation, and you can cycle through all the stuff that you have. So we want to find the capture net. There we go. We got that equipped. So we're gonna walk right up here, turn left down to this cave. There's normally a few fish down here. It's normally more. There was a patch about fishing in this area. They must have toned down the fish, but you press the left trigger or R2, aim, then you fire your net. And there we go. We got 2 that time, and then fire. Oof, got another one. You don't have to worry about fishing and struggling to fish. If it's a pain for you, I understand. And see, look, already spawned again. Yeah, see, there's all the fish that I was looking for. You can just sit here and get all these fish. Now you have enough fish to do whatever you want meal-wise. If you're in the very first area still, in the Windward Plains, go all the way to area 13, right over by my camp in the desert, and if you see the little like lake, you can find fish in there, and I've had a decent amount of luck with that. Since we're on the map, if you look here in your world map, you can cycle through and see all of the quests and the investigations that every place has to offer. Like here, I'm just gonna go ahead and create a quest, save it as an investigation, and now I can do that investigation 3 times after saving it. So if you find something that has rewards that you really like, do that, so that way you can get the best chance of getting the items that you want. Something else with your Sacred, if you're having an issue with, like, you want to go somewhere on the map and your Sacred's just not going the way that you want it to, then there's a good chance that you actually don't have a waypoint down. And if you don't have a waypoint down, it's not going to actually go where you want. So to get a waypoint down, come on the map, and let's just say I want to go after Vigor Wasp, because I actually need to get a Vigor Wasp. Press down on the right stick, set your waypoint, press up on the D-pad, and there you go. You're off to the races. Your Sacred's going to go to that waypoint. Now, getting to the waypoint sometimes can be a pretty sketchy ordeal. It's not got the best pathing in the world. Like I said, this isn't necessarily a guide. It is a like tips and tricks video that is meant to help anybody that had questions like what I had whenever I was playing the game, and just to help people out. I already did all the legwork, so I wanted to put all the stuff that I had found in one place and hopefully help out somebody else. So this has been your friendly neighborhood cryptid, Dodgy Yeti, and oh, look at that go. He killed him. And I'm out. Have a nice day.